And let's also just put another high five for Jim and Christelle, who put this together. Their website is on the bottom of the banner right here, stellarconnections.us. And there's a donate button so that this can continue. There's a donate button there, and you too can participate by moving and circulating energy that way. Okay? So we have some beautiful men coming up on stage right now. One of them is, oh my goddess, oh my God. Let's just be honest about that. Dale Allen Hoffman, everyone. That dude right there. I had the supreme wonder and pleasure of getting to experience his medicine last night along with Bob Sima, who is to my left. Dale is one of the world's leading authorities on the direct, practical application of the ancient Aramaic teachings of Yeshua. Like, for real. Dale offers a living, breathing vision of many of Yeshua's teachings from the Aramaic, his language. The language in which Yeshua actually spoke. He didn't speak Spanish. He didn't speak Greek. He didn't speak Hebrew. He spoke Aramaic. So we're going to, without further ado, I'm going to just toss this moment over to the beloved Dale.
I need the...
Please turn Dale's mic on. The headset mic. Awesome.
Actually, he did speak probably a little Greek, who knows, and he would have spoken Hebrew because he was Jewish. There's something very unique about the Aramaic language. The Aramaic language is a language that's based on vibration. And when I say this, I mean this literally. I don't mean it sort of frou-frou-y, new agey. In other words, the sounds in Aramaic, ah, u, ta, whenever you hear those sounds, they actually had a meaning to them. And if you look at an Aramaic word and you knew what each of the sounds within the word meant, you knew what the definition of the word is. So it's something that's very interesting. And they were very conscious in their belief that as you tone or as you speak those words, that you're actually bringing that into existence from a level of vibration and light. Hebrew's the same, Sanskrit, Tiwa, Navajo, Pueblo. There's several languages that are like that. I don't know if I should put my hair back. What we're going to do to open, we're going to tone, okay? And we're going to tone a word in Aramaic that sounds like this. Aun. Ah, ah. And then O-O-N. O-oon. Kind of like ohm. Is that me making all the racket?
It's probably just the wind.
Thinking about putting my hair back or something, but... Aun is a sound that's... Aun's a sound that... It sounds very much like what? Om. And in a lot of the deeper teachings in Aramaic, it was a little bit debatable whether the sound that people were hearing in deep meditation was Om with an M or N with an N. So when you hear Aun in Aramaic, it actually has a similar meaning to Om in Sanskrit. So what we're going to do is we're going to tone this word 3 times. I'll tone it once myself so you understand what I mean by toning, okay? And before I do this, I just want to say what we're doing with this is bringing forth, awakening the consciousness that's already here. It's less important that you're making a perfect sound. It's more important where you're bringing it from. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not about your actions or your words or whatever it is you think you're doing in the physicality of things. What matters is your presence or lack thereof, okay? So what you want to do is when you make this sound, bring it from the deepest place that you can get to, okay? I'll do it once so you understand what I mean by toning, and then we'll do it together 3 times. Just be aware of your breath. doesn't have to be perfect pitch, doesn't have to sound like Crosby, Stills, and Nash. It just needs to be open and conscious. Okay? You're going to do it 3 times. This one, I want you to really let it ring out. Think of people like Dennis Kucinich and the people that are here who actually have the heart to do this. The heart. Not just all the guts and the brains, but the heart to be here and do what he's doing right now. And I'm sending this, you can let him know that I sent it straight to him. Because I've met him before and I know what kind of a man he is. So let's really let this one ring out and send it out beyond this sacred space that we're in. One more.
Staying with the breath. Staying with the breath. Keep amplifying this. Let's begin to breathe the breath with the heart. Dale talked about the heart. We know that when a child is conceived inside of the womb, the heart is the first organ that forms in the body temple. This isn't a mistake. So keep breathing here. Let the heart be the boss of the breath. Okay. So moving the awareness, move it out of your mind. Let this be an experience for you. This is what we're doing. We're weaving, we're amplifying. So the heart gets to breathe the breath now. Maybe even for the rest of the day. And as we're breathing here with the heart, something's getting massaged. There's actually a brain, what they call the brain of the heart, that's located in the heart. There are more neuromuscular communications that happen from the heart to the brain than the brain to the heart. So what that reminds us of is that the heart is the wisdom portal for the human experience. Keep breathing with the heart. Don't forget the back of the heart. The back of the heart's about receiving the flow. So we're massaging this wisdom portal that we all have access to, that mystic that we already are. Not here. Here. This is what we're enlivening. This is what we're remembering. This is what we're yesing. And so we begin, because of the holographic nature of the human experience of all of the cosmos, we begin here with our individualized selves, undivided from the whole. One, breathing, massaging the wisdom portal.
So we talked a little bit about heart. Does anybody know what the second organ that's created out of the embryo? The first is the heart. Does anybody know what the second human organ is? It's actually the tongue. Your tongue actually grows out of your heart. Think about the power right there, just knowing that. Something else that's really interesting about heart, and in all of my travels around the world, I've been noticing something that's been lacking that I don't see lacking here. And one of the questions that I've been asking is that I've been saying, you know, in terms of, without getting into a religious aspect of it, because it's not religious, but in terms of whatever the absolute being is, whatever that cosmic single unity of nature is, I am. And almost like a drop in the ocean, I am a drop in the ocean. Whatever the properties of that ocean is, those properties are in me. And there's a question I've been asking people. I've been saying, how does one drop of water create the Grand Canyon? How does one drop of water create the Grand Canyon? A lot of time it could be done. Anything else? One of the things that I usually hear is become more. And yeah, there's a beautiful aspect to that. You become more, you expand. But there's one thing that's right here under our nose. In Hebrew, it's called sod, which means secret. It doesn't mean secret as in you're not allowed to see it. What sod means in Hebrew is that something's right in front of your face and you're not seeing what's there. You're not seeing its true nature. And my answer to that, how does one drop of water create the Grand Canyon, is that that drop of water comes together with all the other drops of water. Human heart cell, if you look at it in a laboratory, and if it's actually still beating, it's got the pulsation. And there's another heart cell over here. Literally in laboratory tests, when they come within a certain physical proximity, they synchronize naturally with no kind of intervention from a scientist or anybody observing it. And then you can pull another one in that's beating, you know, just going and going, off, out of sync, synchronous, unsynchronous, and all of a sudden, pow, here they are together. And that's what I want you to just keep in your mind and in your heart today. And then when you leave here, it's so easy to complain about what happens here, but what are we actually doing about it? Consciously, from a place of our heart, not fighting against something which of course is recreating it. Everything, this whole heaven experience, the word heaven in Aramaic is Shemaiah. It's my little girl's name as well. And the ayah sound at the end of Shemaiah means something with no boundary. It means it has no beginning and no ending, which means that heaven is either everywhere or it's nowhere. That's us.
Breathe. Let the heart breathe the breath. Massage the wisdom portal. Breathe. See what it's like. Notice.
This is where empty comes to be alone. Boundless golden plains, big blue sky. Radiant expanse in all her splendor. Towering, protecting her dominion. In spite of all you've known, there is always something grander than you. This is where quiet comes to be known. Dancing with stillness to an endless song. In this mighty, wondrous, wordless space, the silence often comes here to hide his face. In spite of all something grander than you. Never are you alone, 'cause as above, so below. This is where everything is from. The mysteries, the great unknown. And this is where empty comes to be alone. And this is where everything is home. Is home. Is home.
As above, so below. Beautiful storyteller Carolyn shared with us about the dreams becoming reality right here, right now. The beautiful Bob Sima singing to us about crystallizing the dreams, the heaven state, right here in 3D. And that's what we've come here to do, to take the theoretical into the streets, to be the living evidence, right? So it's not just about bumper stickers and hula hoops, although those are way cool, and they celebrate, and they amplify. What is it that you're facilitating as your human experience? The human experience is not the boss of us. We get to facilitate the human experience. How? With our consciousness. Our consciousness. What is it that we know? Carolyn spoke all over the place about this. What is it that you're placing your attention on? Whatever it is that you place your attention on, what we place our attention on, that's what expands. It crystallizes instantaneously. It's done. Like for real. For real. So when we move into our contemplation times, our introspection times, even when we're driving in our cars in the mundane experience of the human experience, we get to harmonize with the eternal truths of what it is that we already are. This is our responsibility. We get to be discerning. We get to choose every day, every breath, every heartbeat.
Does anybody know what the word manifest means? I'm a language guy. It's one of the things I do. I study words and all different kinds of languages. Anybody know what it actually means? Wait, like, think of some of the words we use, like, oh my God, that's awful. What does awful mean? It means full of all. In the early 20th century, you'll find it in books, and you look at it, and they talk about things being awful, and it's like, all right, that doesn't make sense, the way they're talking about it. What about terrific? That's terrific. It means full of terror. When Perry Como was singing in the 50s, you know, in the song Home for the Holidays, the traffic is terrific, I don't think he was saying he loved it. Manifest is an interesting word, because what book sales have kind of led us to believe in the last few decades is that it means bring something into being. Manifest is actually a Latin word, and what it actually means is obvious. We're trying so hard to manifest change, you know, all these different things we're trying to bring into being, but we already are manifesting all the time. Everything we think, everything we say, every breath that we take, whether it's conscious or unconscious, any energy, light, vibration that's in that is expanding out. But it expands anything that's obvious to us. So if we talk about what we don't like, or even if we say, okay, whatever, I want to win the lottery. I want to win the lottery. Who doesn't want to win the lottery, of course? Think about that, $500 million, whatever it is. And that's 5% of your conscious mind is saying that. But yet 95% of you is saying, oh, well, it doesn't really work like that. That's 1 in 175 million people. The chances that happening are pretty slim. I'm going to have to work the rest of my life. And I just want to leave you with one little bit of an insight here, which is, in the ancient Aramaic language, actually in the teachings of Yeshua, the one that we know of as Jesus, he had a lot of I am phrases in the Gospel of John. I am the bread of life, I am the portal, I am the light of the world. You know what's interesting though? In Aramaic, when what's written down on the page, he didn't say I as in I myself, Jesus. He actually said, if he was talking about himself, as an example, I am the light of the world, he would, I Dale, me meaning I am the light of the world, I would say Ina Nuhra Dealma. Ina means I Dale. What it actually says is Ina Nuhra Dealma. If one Ina means I, what does two Inas mean? It doesn't really mean we. What's the literal translation of two of those? If one is I, what's two? I. And what that means in Aramaic is I am I, the I within the I. And how many people out here have gotten every single thing that you asked for? Everything you've ever asked for, you got. He said everything you ask for, you're going to get, right? Isn't that what he said? You know what it says in Aramaic? It doesn't say you get everything you ask for. It says you get the entire thing that you ask for. Not every as in thousands of little things, but whatever the overall essence, vibration, light that you're sending out is, that's what you get. And you're only going to get what's the obvious predominant frequency in your consciousness. So regardless of how much we talk peace, if there's not peace there that we're bringing it from, we're actually not creating peace. What we're actually doing is creating more discord and harmony. This is something that's really important, and it's changing right now. For the first time ever in human history, we're waking up to it and we're getting it. Just think of the power of the words I am.
What's the I behind the I am? Who's the me behind the eye through which I see? Am I the watcher, or is there something else that's wanting to be seen through me? I've accumulated all these things, artifacts, possessions, names they try to tell. They're telling me that I am holding on to thinking there's a little bit more to the story. Well, I know I'm not the name you say, the things I own, the roles I play. I know there's something breathing me. Put your hands together with us. 'Cause I take away my name and you take away these things, you're left with only awesomeness, the essence that I came here with, the everything, the I am. Here I stand, my conviction strong and clear. But I admit to listening to these whispers in my ear. You might call me crazy, but you know you do it too. 'Cause you know that there's a voice behind the voice in you. But I know I'm not the name you say, the things I own, the roles I play. I know there's something breathing me. 'Cause if you take away my name and you take away these things, you're left with only awesomeness, the essence that I came here with, the everything, the I am, the I am. And I know I'm not the moon that my fingers pointing to, and I know that I'm not separate from any one of you. It's an elementary game, an energy exchange, the raging river, life's grand giver of everything. I am life's expression, soul-bound connection, pure reflection of all that is divine. I am the muse, I am imbued with the golden hue of light. I am love, it's what I'm of. I am above, I am below, this much I know. I am this moment, I am that moment, I'm everywhere, no beginning, no end, yeah. 'Cause it's weaving in you, breathing in me, this ever-present, everything I am, yeah. I am, you are, we be. That's your part, y'all, you ready? I am, you are, we be. We're gonna sing it to everybody we see. I am, you are, we be. Sing it from your heart. I am, you are, we be. Sing it to their eyes. I am, you are, we be. Find someone that you've never met before. I am, you are, we be. This ain't no time to be shy now. I am, you are, we be. I am, you are, we be. Now close your eyes and sing it to your own heart. I am, you are, we be.
Bob Sima.
Thank you. You guys are good singers.
He's taking it to the streets. Talk about taking it to the streets, right? I just want to say a word about Bob's music. One of the things that's really important for him is that for him, music begins as a conversation with the source that lives within. That's kind of obvious, right? We're tapping in, we're bringing it forward, we're laying it down, and he's our guy. So, as you've experienced already, he's not a singer-songwriter who sings to his audiences. What he does is he sings with the audiences, with all of those other drops of water expanding, right? From his heart to yours, your heart to his, our hearts to each other. So let's tune in again at the level of the heart, that wisdom portal, feeling the perfection that's here. And we're tapping into a little bit, we're going to go a little bit deeper with the mysticism, okay? And tap into some trains that are already moving. Okay, Carolyn spoke about this. Dale touched upon it too. There are these eternal truths that are always moving and always available and always having their beingness. Flow is always happening. Where's your attention? Right relationship is always happening. Where is your attention? Peace is always available. It always is. It's our very name and nature. On the surface, it could look like peace is not here, and peace is right here. We just get to wake it up. Okay? We get to amplify it. How do we do that? By what it is that we know. I know that peace is here. And feel the frequency of it. So let's just try it out for a moment. Feel the frequency of peace, why don't you? Now feel the contracted experience of not peace. Don't feel it. Now feel it again. See how easy that is? Where is your attention? You get to amplify it. So it's not just about our attention from our minds. We're talking about consciousness, right? It's about, and our consciousness is what it is that we know, our awareness. Peace is here, so feeling it, vibrating it, because everything's a frequency. Everything happens in the invisible first. Everything happens in the, and we are the deliverers of the truth of what is so already. Peace is an eternal principle. It's for real, and it's here. It's alive, and it's breathing us right now. Breathe.
Peace is an interesting word in Aramaic and Hebrew, because one of those concepts I think we've got going right now in the West is peace is the absence of conflict. If everything's hunky-dory and there's no conflict going on, then everything's at peace, right? You know what that word actually means in ancient times? Peace actually meant the fullness of potential. It means that you're able to embrace everything. Not that there's no conflict going on, but rather that the only reason for conflict was because I'm not allowing you to be exactly who you are. And I'm not allowing you to be exactly who you are. But of course, what's really happening is I'm not being who I am. It was interesting because that word hypocrite in Aramaic is ape. It means veil. It also means persona, which means mask. And it's not us, our true selves, that are doing the judgment and pointing around at everything that's wrong out there. It's our mask that's doing that. But the light of who we are, that's where the peace is. There's an interesting insight in Aramaic. The light of the sun in Aramaic is equivalent to the light of what we call God, God, the light of the one. But human light, the word for that is nuhra, which is the word for the light of the moon. What's unique about the light of the moon versus the light of the sun? It's reflective, but it's still the light of the sun, isn't it? It's not like we have to try to become perfect people. We actually already are. We just need to settle back into who we are, into the peace, that true essence, nature, light vibration of our natural being, of our natural cosmic essence of who we are, and just come from that. Be willing to do that. Just drop the mask. Just lay it down. That's it. That's what it's all about. Because that's what happens. We drop the mask, and guess what? We shine. Because that's who we are. That's what we're doing right now.
If you let your guard down long enough, you might just like what lets itself on in. If you open the door just a crack or two, you get a flash of what you've been missing. These days and days, they've turned into years, and the years that have built these walls. That little old crack lets in a sea of light, and then there's colors, oh, you let it shine. You know what the words, shine. Well, then the darkness, the one you called your friend, may no longer be so welcoming. As they say, there's no greater gift than feelings lost and found again. 'Cause it's your right, it's your essence, it's your rainbow, it's your golden vibe. Boy, you let it shine. Sing it out loud. Shine. Now real pretty. Shine, 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 shine. When you reach out and you reach for the stars, and they're farther than they've ever been. You raise your hand and you raise your heart, and you're finally listening to that voice, to that little old voice, the one that screams like a lion, and let it shine, shine. You can feel it lighten up. Shine. Oh, so you let it shine. 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 If you let your guard down long enough, you might just like what lets itself on in. If you open the door just a crack or two, you get a flash of what you've been missing. Then these days and days that have turned into years, the years that have built these walls, that little old crack, it lets in a sea of light. And then there's colors, oh, you let it shine, shine. Shine from the inside, shine on the outside, shine, shine.
Thank you, Katie. Yes. Shining, feeling, vibrating, changing the world, being the luminosity, the light that shows the way. Tapping into what is already here. Those eternal principles, the trains that are already moving. We just get on. We just get on the train and say, I'm going to ride this one. Shining, going forth and multiplying the consciousness.
Nin har nor kun kedem b'dei nasha. Let your light shine before humanity.
You know, someone asked the late great Timothy Leary back before he passed on, and they asked him, where's all the peace and love now? What happened to all that? What do you got to say about that, Mr. Leary? And so they said, so where have all the flower children gone? And he said, yeah, well, you ruined my joke. He said they've gone to seed. That's what he said. Hello, seeds.
Multiplying, propagating the consciousness.
I think a lot of you know this song, and I want you to sing with me. Did you know that some things can change without a whole lot of pain? Just take your love and pour it in and watch it grow. Did you know that good will prevail? The signs are everywhere. It's all over the faces in strange little places and dancing in the air. And peace signs and laugh lines are what makes the world go round and round and round. And children's smiles and loving eyes are what makes the walls come tumbling down. Yeah. I like the interpretive dance too. Well, I don't have to convince you. Yeah, I don't have to change your mind. Just step outside and feel the breeze blowing back the time. Well, there's a love train coming. Yeah, we're on the very next stop. Just get on board and open your heart. There ain't no going back. 'Cause peace signs and laugh lines are what makes the world go round and round and round. And children's smiles and loving eyes are what makes the walls come tumbling down, tumbling down. Everything old, everything old is new again. the doors to heaven are open. Whatever your heaven might be, or maybe it's always been right here and now, just between you and me. Yeah, this place, it's where magic can happen, beyond what we ever believed. It's like rolling hills, a giant sunflowers, as far as the eye can see. As far as the eye can see. In peace, signs and laugh. Lions are what makes the world go round and round and round. And children's smiles and loving eyes are what makes the walls come tumbling down. Yeah, the doors to heaven are open. Whatever your heaven might be, or maybe it's always been right here and now, just between you and me.
We're going to do a little bit of an experiment while Bob keeps the music going. We're going to do a little toning again, but it's just going to be one sound. This is a sound that's from Coptic Egyptian, it's in Aramaic, it's in Hebrew, it's in Arabic, it's in all these different languages. And what it means is a shining forth of heat and light from the center point of your being. The sound is Ra. R-A. Ra. Shining forth of heat and life. So let me tone it once so you get an idea of what I mean. Just join right in with me. I want you to feel it going out from the center point of your being, right from your heart. Feel that heat and the light, the essence, the love, the vibrations going out. Just keep it going in your own pace, in your own time.
It's where magic can happen, beyond what we ever believe. It's like rolling hills with giant sunflowers, as far as the eye can see. Yeah, the doors to heaven are open, whatever your heaven might be. Or maybe it's always been right here and now, just between you and me.
So we're lifted up. We're lifted up. We're knowing more of the truth of who we are, yes? Our luminosity and the capacity that we have to access and activate this at any moment, in any moment. So what do we do when we're getting frustrated on the freeway? What do we do? Breathe. Make a new choice. Access our magnificence, our brilliance, our beauty, our grace, our peace. When the cashier forgot to put the ice cream in our grocery bag. Get more ice cream. What do we do when we have to work overtime and we're racing to get to an appointment and the boss is saying, no, you can't leave? What do we do then?
I love you, boss!
I love you.
And then get ice cream.
And then get ice cream. Access our brilliance, our magnificence. It's already here. We have choice always. We have the capacity. So we're going to light up the grid of our very own lives, all of our paths, yes?
Yes.
We're going to light up our lives, yes? So think about an area right now. Everybody tune into your life and think about a moment, an area in your life that you would like to shift, that you would like to open up to the truth, to the flow. And now let's collectively say, and a yes.
Yes.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
No, you can't.
I just want you to be aware of your breath. Whenever you heard that word, you know, when you get the Bible, you open it up, you see that word spirit all the time. Spirit's a Latin word. It's actually a word that wasn't in that region at the time. You know what that word was in Aramaic? It was rucha. In Hebrew, it was ruach. You know what that means? It means breath. Breath. So if you want to learn something, pull out your Bible, scribble out the word spirit, write the word breath above it. You'll find something much more deeply experiential.
Holy breath.
The holy
Holy
breath.
breath. Or even more so, just what's the first thing that happens when the person cuts you off in traffic? Or you just found out that what just happened in Boston, or what happened in 2001, these different things that happen, what's the first thing we do? So the first thing to remember, above all else, is to just breathe. Breathe and be conscious of where you're bringing whatever it is you're creating in the world from. And you learn to actually be the change. Because what you're looking for, in the words of St. Francis of Assisi, what you're looking for is what is looking. You're trying to find peace and love and presence and all these great things when that's actually the natural state of who you are. So bring that into being. That's why we're here. Thank you, Jim.
Can I get a good uniting little finger snap going? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to cry about it. I don't want to worry anymore. I don't want to look down from a higher place. I don't need to feel enlightened. I just want to be right here face to face. I don't want to plead no more, get you to believe no more, convince you, then put my hands in my pocket. 'Cause this beautiful world I'm waiting to see, I think I'm done trying to change you. This time I'm changing me. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to fight about it. I don't want to wander anymore. I don't want to read about it. I don't want to meet about it. I don't want to ask someone else what they think. 'Cause silence is a dangerous thing. Yeah, this bird, it's telling me it's time to sing. Sing it with us. 'Cause I want to walk like it. I want to live like it. I want to feel it in my bones. I want to breathe it in my suffering. So maybe just one soul will see that this beautiful world we're trying to find, we're only gonna get there when we change. On the inside, 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 inside. You can sing that with us. On the inside, 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 inside. If you want to see the light, you gotta be the light, shining on your darkest day. If you want to see the change, you gotta be the change. Just takes one to show us the way. 'Cause there are hands to be held and stories to tell and hearts that ache to be free. Love to share from within and peace to begin. If not you and me, then who, where, who, where? On the inside, 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 inside. Oh, inside, 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 inside. If you want to see the light, you gotta be the light, shining on your darkest day. Shine it all. If you want to see the change, you gotta be the change. Just takes one to show us the way. We're gonna get all down funky. Here we go. On the inside, 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 inside. This is you. Sing it to you. On the inside, 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 inside. On the inside, 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 inside. On the inside, 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 inside.
We are the champs!
High five.
Bob Sima, everybody! Woo! Yes! Dale Allen Hoffman! Ancient wisdom, wisdom keeper.